Let's talk about getting inspired, shall we? Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. If you guys don't know, I am a guitar player, but I also run a small podcast called Man the Helm. It's music-based, but it's mostly about taking control of your life and driving the direction you want it to go. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, bell icon, so you get notified of all my future videos. Today we're going to talk about inspiration. One of the biggest things I've noticed is you cannot wait to be inspired. It's not one of those things that just falls out of the sky. Sometimes it does, but for any creative venture, you're not always going to be inspired. You know, whenever that inspiration hits, it's like trying to catch lightning in a bottle, but sometimes you just got to work at it. You know, you can't just rely on just being inspired and then capturing in the moment. There's been plenty of times where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, oh, dude, that's a killer riff idea. You know, I don't always get up and, get it done. And I really regret it when I don't do that because I lose the riff. But there's other days where I'm sitting with guitar in hand and I cannot play to save my life. And I'm sure most of you can relate to that. The whole point of this is to kind of talk about, manning your helm. And if you have a creative venture that you want to do, it's not just waiting till you become inspired about what it is you want to do, whether that's music, whether that's starting a YouTube channel, whether that's anything at all. The inspiration is something that has these peaks and valleys. And whenever you get through these peaks, it's great. You're on top of the world. Everything's fantastic and no worries at all. But man, when those valleys hit, it is rough. And you're just kind of contemplating, like, man, why am I doing this? I'm just wasting so much time. I'm not being productive anymore. So here's the thing. The only way that I've seen to remain inspired is to really push through those valleys by consistency. Even though you're not inspired, still getting up, doing what you got to do, and putting something out. Whether that's, I'm kind of more focusing towards, I guess, the online sort of stuff. But that's really the point, right? You know, if it's something you're passionate about, there shouldn't be anything that's stopping you from doing what you're passionate about. And the things that are stopping you from doing what you're passionate about, and I'm not saying this to be mean, I'm very guilty of it. Excuse after excuse after excuse. Just get up and do it. There is no reason, no excuse for, if it's what you want to do, have a plan in place and get it done. This is what these Monday motivational things I'm going to try to do is just come up with a concept of something that I've been thinking about or something that I've talked to a guest on the podcast about and just kind of give my thoughts about it. It might be a little ranty, it might be a little long-winded, and I apologize for that. But the motivation doesn't happen spontaneously. It's not just like it appears out of the ether. The motivation that you get is derived from consistency, discipline, putting in the work, showing up, and just getting it done. That's where the motivation comes from. It starts to snowball, and once that starts to snowball, you can just, keep riding that wave. And you're still going to have those peaks and valleys, right? As you start to, kind of get into whatever that creative aspect is that you're doing. But the valleys will become not as deep. But then the peaks will also. It's kind of like, think about like a compressor, right? It kind of just squashing everything down a little bit. That's the way that I've always looked at it. Like I said, I am super guilty of it. I come up with excuses all the time. I need to stop. I need to stop. So maybe this is probably more so for me than anybody else, but stop making excuses, put your head down, and get after it. Hope you guys have an awesome Monday. Hope you guys have an awesome week. So whatever it is that you are trying to do, regardless of what it is, whether it's something creative or not, get up and get it done.